Hey guys, and welcome back. So I am here to jump back in where I left off at with my last financial video, I guess I would say. It was actually the video I did just breaking down and sharing with you guys the debt that we have and our plans for it and all that stuff there. But first, if you are new here, hi and welcome. My name is Michelle. We are a family of six, well, seven when you include Lola Pug. It is myself, my hubby. We have four kiddos at the recording of this video, ages 17, 14, 11, and is soon to be 7. We are currently working our way out of debt following the financial principles of Uncle Dave, or Dave Ramsey as he's better known as. And we are on the path to become completely debt-free and live financially free as well. So if you are into those type of videos, definitely stay tuned. Alright, so where I left you guys off at was, again, the debt that we had, what our plans were to tackle that debt. And if you have not watched that video, I'll definitely link it at the end of this video. Go over and check it out. That way you kind of know exactly what's going on and where we are and all that stuff there. So my last paycheck that I was expecting to receive from the contract work I did with FEMA, I was going to use a portion or majority of that money to go ahead and pay towards the student loan balance, which I have not done. And I'll tell you guys why. Life has just been beyond bananas over the last 2 months, from the top of March to the end of April pretty much. When it comes to finances, things have just been chaotic and kind of just, for me, I say chaotic and unsettling because I am such a planner and like to kind of pre-plan what's going to happen, what things are going to go on. And when things don't kind of work as I plan, I kind of freak out. So that's, I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Probably a bad thing, but I kind of freak out. So yeah, we're going to get into that, but I did not use that money towards the student loan balance. However, I will be using it, and I'll again break those numbers down for you guys in just a second. But first, coffee. So I have my coffee making and I totally forgot about it and then just realized that I need some coffee in my life. So that's what we're going to do here is coffee. What kind of coffee creamer do you guys like? Coffee Mate Original is mine. The hubby likes, okay, I'm getting off topic, side note here, but the hubby likes that French, what is that, French vanilla. I'm not a big fan of it. I don't like all those extra flavors. I'm a pretty simple girl is what I should say, but I need coffee so we can get into this video. And check out this mug. This is the mug I hauled from the Family Dollar store. It's in the Mother's Day gift area, like a little end cap. Bomb.com. It says wife, mom, boss. This describes me perfectly pretty much. Alright, so let's get back into it. I got my coffee and I think I'm ready to go now. Alright, so things have been again a little bit chaotic and just crazy. So you guys know that I am licensed by the state of Texas for home child care. When I did my last video update, I was not currently taking in any clients. I only had one family, which was my neighbors actually, and they're kind of like my kids, if you will. So I really don't consider them daycare clients, even though they are technically daycare clients. But the kids are here literally every day after school, whether or not their parents or their dad is working, they need me or not, just because they are my neighbor's kids and they are, you know, friends with my kids. So anyways, long story short, I really only had them. The dad does compensate me, does pay me to make sure the girls, the two younger elementary girls, get on the school bus and all that stuff there. So that's really my only daycare clients. And again, just don't consider them clients because they're here all the time. So, okay, anyway, since then, I got 2 additional clients, and they're part-time clients, so they're not here every single day. And then the 3 days they do come out the week, it's like half day, so they're not here the entire day, which is great for me because I have so much going on with our family. I don't know, in this season of life, it just seems like I really can't be buckled down. And I just really, I won't say I don't have the time, I just really haven't focused on trying to find a assistant, someone that could come in and any daycare clients I do get can handle the kids, and you know, I can still deal with my family and all the ups and downs and all that stuff there. So alright, so let's start at the top, I guess, of all of my drama, so to speak. We have had a lot of changes in realms of finances over the last 2 months, and yeah, over the last 2 months and going into May as well. So from the top of March and then currently now into May. So first up, the biggest change is that the hubby's company switched payroll company. So my husband is paid every 2 weeks, so bi-weekly, and he's still going to be paid every 2 weeks. However, the new payroll company was on the opposite pay scale, or pay schedule, I should say. Not pay scale, pay schedule. So it kind of, the way things ended up working out in March, he received his first check normal, as we had been every 2 weeks on the normal schedule that we were currently on. And then we kind of went into a week in a hole. You guys know how, like, when you get a new job, you kind of always end up in a week in a hole, because you end up starting either the new pay pay period, and so you don't get a check for like almost 3 weeks kind of thing. Well, that's what happened in March. So again, we got our first paycheck in March, which was our normal plan pay week, and then we got a week in a hole, so to speak. So the next 2 weeks, actually the next 3 weeks, we did not receive a check, because they did the payroll switch, and he's hourly, so it was just all of that and a bag of chips. Now, what ended up happening, and I think it worked out as a plus for us, is that his last paycheck that he got in March, which was his first paycheck on the new payroll, or with the new payroll company, was a huge check, because it ended up being for a complete 3 weeks versus just 2 weeks. So it was kind of like, it kind of seemed like we got a bonus, but in reality we really didn't, because we should have had a check like in the middle, if that makes sense. So anyways, with that being said, what I ended up doing with my last paycheck from the FEMA contract work, I got that check at the end of February, I think it was like the 1st or the 2nd of March or something like that. I got that check. But anyway, so I got that check, and I ended up holding it, and I just stuck it into the savings account, because I was honestly fearful of what was going to happen with the payroll changes, worried whether or not we were going to be able to still pay all the bills on time and in full and all of that stuff, which is really silly as I sit back and reflect on that, because we have an emergency fund in case of things like this that would happen, payroll changes, our loss, you know, whatever. We have an emergency fund, so technically we were going to be okay, but just out of fear, allowing fear to drive me there, I just took the entire check and put it into our savings account that's attached to our bill paying checking account, and just left it there as a buffer. And we didn't even need it. I mean, thank God for that. We didn't need it, because the first paycheck that we got in March, I was able to pay the first part of March's bills, had enough to fund our cash envelopes with a little bit left, which I went ahead and took that and applied it to the bills that were going to be due towards the end of the month. So again, we didn't even need to hold that FEMA check as a buffer. So that was just completely out of fear for me. Okay, so the payroll change happened. So the entire month of March, I did not plan any debt snowball or any extra payments to be going towards debt out of our W-2 income, or even out of the side hustle income that we do receive, which would be from YouTube, my husband's sports stuff, and again, that FEMA check that was one lump sum. So I didn't plan any debt snowball, because I just wasn't sure of how the payrolls were going to roll, and if I need to kind of change the due dates on some of our bills to make sure that we're still meeting our obligations on time and in full and all that stuff there. Now, typically the way our bills have been set up and the way it correlates with the husband's payroll is he will get paid before the bills were due on, like, the end of the check, the last check of the month will cover the next month's first half of bills, and then that second check or actually the first check in the new month, follow me here, last check of the previous month, let's just use April for example, the last check in April actually covers the bills for the first half of May. The first check in May would actually cover the bills for the end of May, and then so on, repeat, right? So anyways, technically we didn't even need it, because I had the way the payroll and the bills worked is everything was going to be lined up and going to be paid. Now, with the new payroll that we're on, we actually get our check after like the first half of the month. Am I making myself clear? Okay, so the way it is now is it's almost as if on paper we get paid after our bills are due, basically, the best way I can explain it. So it kind of threw me in again into a little bit of a fearful moment there, feeling like I wasn't going to be able to pay the bills on time and in full. But that was false. That was a lie. That was the devil. That was a lie. We had the money, again, in savings, as well as his W-2 income was enough to cover the bills. So I'm just rambling now. Moving on. Okay, so that was that, payroll changes. Now, in addition to that, my husband's company now is offering 401k retirement benefits. So yay for that. At first, the company was not offering that, but now they are. And this is largely due to the tax laws that changed in December. The company received tax breaks and all that stuff there. So now they're offering more benefits to their employees. Now, side note, the company that my husband works for is local. It's sourced out of Dallas, Texas, and they have different, branches throughout the state of Texas. But he works in the oil field, so he's a QC, quality control inspector. The company he works for is not a huge, large company. And it's not a small company, it's a medium-sized company, but they still didn't offer great benefits and what have you. And anyways, the division he works in is he expects ports that go out into like the oil field rigs, machines that they use to drill in for oil and all that stuff there. He expects ports for that and various other things. So bringing it back. Okay, so the company didn't offer benefits at first, but now they do. So we are now set up with our 401k through his company, and it is they also have in the plan that the company selected for the 401k, we have the option of doing the Roth 401k, which is amazing within itself. It definitely aligns with our current financial situation and our anticipated financial situation for the future. So we have set up the 401k Roth, and it is a match. The company is matching up to 4%. So thank God for that. God is good, I tell you that. Thank God for that. It is a blessing within itself. Definitely a blessing within itself. So if you are working a W-2 job and they offer any type of retirement savings, hop on it quickly. And if they offer a Roth, definitely consider that, if that tax advantage there would be beneficial for your financial situation now and in the future. Moving on. So payroll changes, now we have 401k, and now we also have health insurance. So at first, the company did offer health insurance, but it was way too expensive. I mean, it was just ridiculous, the amount just for me and my hubby, not including the kids. So we did not have health insurance with the husband's job at first. We had it through a third-party company, which it was quite expensive there, but it was less expensive than it was for his from payroll being taken out. So anyways, now they do offer the health insurance with his job. So now we have medical insurance through his work. So that is amazing, and that's a plus as well. So thank God for that too. All right, next change. So with March going through the payroll changes again, I plan no debt snowball. And then comes April, and now we have to figure out how much our checks are going to actually be coming home now that we have retirement coming out of them, as well as health insurance. So again, for April, I plan no debt payment either, nothing going towards the snowball. I budget out just, our typical bills and cash envelopes, and then anything that was extra from March, as well as anything extra left over from April, I just threw it to the savings account and just left it there. So I have not even touched that money. We do got a couple bucks in there that I need to go in and figure out where it needs to go and all that stuff there. But again, just not sure and being unsure where things were going to lie with the W-2 income. I did not want to touch anything extra until I knew for sure we were going to be okay with our new payroll things, deductions coming out and all that stuff there. All right, so that was one thing, well, several things. Then on top of that, the hubby's work schedule changed as well. So we have just been, it's been a roller coaster. Let me just say that. It's been a roller coaster, guys. It's been a roller coaster. Okay, so the hubby was working nights at first, and he would get home about 7:30, 8 o'clock in the morning. He would come home, clean up, eat. We would chat for a little bit, and then he would be off to sleep, of course, because he worked the night shift. And so then he would sleep most of the day. By the time the kids got home from school, he would be home. He would be getting up, rather, spending time with us. He's here for like the early part of the evenings. We do dinner together, and then he would be out the door for work. So that schedule had been going on for several months, and it was a hard schedule. Now he's on days, which is better. However, it's still a hard schedule because he's working 12-hour shifts from 6 to 6 pretty much. So he doesn't get home till close to 7. So we're like, our schedule and our home life has just been upside down, but another video for that. So what that meant whenever he changed to days is that the HR department was trying to reduce his hourly pay. So my husband's paid hourly. Now, when you work nights at most jobs, you get paid a little bit more money. Now, the company asked him to switch to days because there was another gentleman that was leaving and they needed another inspector on days. So my husband's like, sure, I can, no big deal, etc. However, they were trying to less his pay because now he's not working nights, so they feel like they didn't need to give him the extra, etc. And I'm like, no, not today. We're not doing that. So it took a lot of meetings with HR that we had to do. And I say we, my husband had to do. I wish that, you know what, side note, I wish that companies would do this. When it comes to benefits, whether it's health insurance, life insurance, retirements, they need to have it where if you are married, you're having these meetings with the HR department, the whoever's in charge of the benefits, with your spouse at hand. It should not be a one-sided thing. And it's not to say that the spouse that's getting the benefits at work can't handle the conversation or handle whatever it is. It's just to promote unity overall in this culture. When you're married, I don't care what kind of marriage you got, what kind of marriage you don't got. When you're married, everything is one. Whatever my husband decides to do affects me. Whatever I decide to do affects him, etc. So side note to that, companies need to start having meetings or having the option where your significant other can come in and hear exactly the benefits that are being put out, ask any questions, blah, 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 blah. You know what I mean? So anyways, long story short, or side note to that. So we went back and forth for a good little bit, for a couple weeks with HR, and the daytime manager, he didn't really have any say. Like, he didn't care. He was like, well, you know, the pay is what it is. I just need another guy on days. So we had to get with the, when I say we, the hubby had to get with the night manager, and the night manager went and kind of pleaded the case for my husband. In HR, was like, hey, he knows his stuff. He's on top of it, blah, 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 blah. You know, he should stay at that same pay rate. So again, God is good. Thank God for that. After a couple weeks of back and forth with HR, they kept him at his regular hourly wage, which is what he was currently making at night. And then he still will be eligible for his raise in the next 2 months, I believe. So that was something I was kind of worried about, you know, because the first thing I said to him was, let my check, let my check be short. Come here with a short check because they done switch your hours. You're going back to nights, brother. We're not having that. Not today. That's not what we doing here. They not about to be playing with my money. So they tried us. Let me just say that. They tried us. But anyways, again, with the grace of God, it all worked out. So pay rate is staying the same. So yeah, again, guys, we have had a lot of changes going on the last couple months. So it's just been very sporadic and up and down and all this other stuff. Now, in addition to that, I will say this. I'm very big on trying to make sure that me and my husband talk regularly about our finances, what's going on, what goals that we have, and all those things there. And with the way the schedules have been, with his work schedule, my home schedule, because, you know, even though I don't have a whole bunch of daycare clients, I do other stuff, and so I'm busy. And I think I mentioned to you guys, I did pick up contract work like doing bookkeeping work basically for a small company. So I do that as well, and schedules just have been like all over the place. So literally, our budget meetings have been consisting of sticky notes and text messages. I have been texting him saying, hey, today I'm going to do blah, blah, blah. Or I need you to go by the bank on your break and do etc. Blah, blah, blah. I'll write him a note because typically by the time I get into bed, my husband is dog tired and he's knocked out. And then he has no brain cells by the time he gets home after working 12 hours to even conversate about anything, let alone money. So I would literally write him out sticky notes and leave it on his side of the bathroom sink so that he can see, look, this is your to-do list for today. You need to call this place, call that place, go to HR and talk about this, see about, you know, that has been our existence for these last 2 months. And May, with the way May is and the schedules and dealing with all the end of the year school stuff for the kids, has already proven to be just the same. So I am trying to find a break. The best way I can put it is a break to figure out, we just need to get back to basics and figure out some time where we can sit together and really go through everything and be on one accord, because sticky notes and text messages just ain't cutting the grit, if you will. We need to be able to talk face to face and really dive into our finances and what we have going on and all that. Okay, so that's that. And then let's get into some numbers. So some other changes that I'm quite excited about actually is my mortgage went down by $8.05. Now you may say, Michelle, that's just $8. I say to you, that's a huge chunk of money in my book. So they reanalyzed the escrow account, which happens every single year, and my homeowner's insurance went down. Thank God for that. PMI went down, and that's a whole video for another day. But private mortgage insurance PMI went down. School taxes and I think something else went up. But anyways, it evened itself out, and we ended up at $8.05 less on our monthly payment. So mortgage went from $1,304.05 to now $1,296. So again, $8 back into the budget. That's perfect. But honestly, I'm still going to send the $13. I'm going to still send $1,300 because why not? I mean, that's what I've been paying. That's what I've been budgeting out. And I just want to go ahead and get rid of the mortgage as well, but we still got other debt to take care of. All right, so let's go back into that FEMA check. So that last check that I received was $3,453.12. When that check came in, direct deposit, I moved it all over to the savings account. And again, I was using that, or thinking I was going to use it as a buffer because of the payroll changes if need be. But again, we didn't need it, so I didn't even touch that money. So what I have done as of yesterday is I transferred $770 to our auto insurance sync fund. We pay our auto insurance twice a year, so every 6 months. The next one is going to be due in July, so now it's completely funded with a couple $100 over because I had actually been funding it since the top of the year. So that extra couple $100 is just going to stay there, and again, I'll start funding it back again for the next 6 months after we pay it in July. Hope that makes sense. I also put $630 into the back to school fund, so that's completely done. That $630 will cover school clothes for my kids, shoes, maintenance things, getting the girls' hair done, the boys' haircuts, all that kind of stuff. As well as I do typically try to get underwear, socks, and backpacks for my sister's kids. So that $630 will go towards that. As far as supplies, I'm not worried about that. We have like 2 buckets of coupon school supplies, so we have plenty of supplies. And then I'm pretty sure I will coupon over the summer for school supplies as well. So I'm not really worried about that. But then again, at $630, if I needed it for school supplies or anything specific, Jalen may be the only one that needs something, or Jada, because she's going into high school next year, and then Jalen's going into his 12th grade year. So anyways, $630 went to back to school fund. And then the $2,000 I went ahead and paid on the student loan. So now the new student loan balance is a little under $4,000. And then the family fund account, I put that remainder $53.12 in there, which we're going to be using that money at the end of this month because we're going to go down to the beach. So we'll just use that money for any expenses that we, decide to do while we're down at the beach, etc. So that is pretty much that. That is some updates in a nutshell of what's been going on financially around here. I will be coming back and doing our budget video for May and just giving you guys that information, those numbers as well. But yeah, it's just been, we have been kind of on a little financial roller coaster, I would say, with just kind of being in limbo with things, not sure of how things were going to be looking with the new payroll and then the new deductions that were going to be coming out the W-2 income and all that stuff there. So it's just been one of those things that have been very unsettling, and I have been trying to just stay sane. Let me just say it that way, stay sane, because I am such a planner, and when things don't always go the way I plan them to go, I'm not good. I'm not good. I need to work on that. That's a really bad character trait to have, but it is the truth. So I think that is all I had to share with you guys in this video. I would love to know and get your feedback, or just love to know where you guys are financially. Are you on the road to debt freedom? Have you started working through your budget, working through the baby steps, Dave Ramsey baby steps and all that? Let me know what's going on financially with you guys as well. And of course, if there's anything that I can give you tips on, or I don't know, help you out with, then let me know that as well. If you have any feedback from me to help me out with all my crazy, leave that in the comments as well, because I have a lot of crazy going on right now. And I'm just trying to find that Staples easy button. You know, back to school time, that Staples commercial come on, you just press the easy button and bam, everything is done. I'm looking for that button. If y'all know where it's at, let me know. I'm going to go get it, because I need that Staples button in my life, like for real, because things have just been beyond bananas. So that is that. Also, guys, let me know, do you and your significant other do budget nights, budget meetings, date nights, talk about the budget? Like, what do y'all do? How do y'all keep those open lines of communication? Because it is extremely hard. I'm not going to lie about that. I am the budget nerd in our family. And if I never mention a budget to my husband, hell, he would be okay with that. Like, I feel like the word budget to him is a cuss word. Like, I could be just, like, it's as if I'm talking just down to him when I say, hey, let's go budget. His whole demeanor change, his body language change, and he's just like, you know, he will say other that he doesn't do that. But the truth is, he do. He ain't feeling it. I don't know. I've been telling this brother for years, he needs to figure out his relationship with money. I always say this, everyone has a relationship with money, and we relate to it differently. It holds different emotions for us all. So I've been telling this brother for years that he needs to figure out his money relationship and like get his life together, because again, if I never mention a budget, he's okay with it. He's okay with it up until the point where he wants something. I'm like, hey, we ain't got the money for it. Then he's like, well, where the money at? Like, dude, if you've been on this gravy train, you would know where the money went. But story for another day. All right, I'm going to stop yapping again. I think that's pretty much all I had to update you guys on. I'm going to try my best to stay consistent with sharing this stuff with you guys here. Just bear with me, because life is real. Life is real. That's the best way I can put it. Life is real. And I try my best to really, you know, focus on and remember I need to share, or want to share here in the community, because I think it's important to talk about money and be open about it. And just be transparent. I mean, hell, we all got money, or we all don't. One of the two. We all want it, you know what I mean? And it's just understanding and learning from each other, I think, is a huge thing. In the couponing community, we are, you know, great at sharing couponing deals. We are great at, you know, whatever. We're great at sharing all the couponing stuff, but we need to be more transparent on the other side of it, because, you know, on one end, you couldn't pay your light bill last week, but you just went out and spent 50 bucks on more shampoo that technically you didn't need. Like, we need to bring forth more money talk. Is what I'm saying. Money talk. All right, so I'm going to let you guys go, because now I need to go and get dinner going. By the way, it's only like 10 a.m. and I cook dinner early in the morning. I put it either in the crock pot, or if I'm doing it Instapot or the oven, whatever, and get that ish done early, because by the time my kids get home from school, mama gets nothing done. So dinner goes on quite early around here and all that jazz there. So as always, guys, thank you so very much for watching. Definitely be sure that you like this video. Share this video if you like a good old coffee and chit chat with anybody that you may know that also likes that. And subscribe if you're not already. Hit the little bell so that way you don't miss any of the videos I share. I'm trying to remember what I'm supposed to say here and all that stuff there. But until next time, guys, thank you so very much for watching. And I shall talk to you guys in the next one. Stay true.